after he pays insurance and he pays all the, cleaning and like maybe maintenance, and he had to buy a tracker and all these setup costs, he said he's doing $8 profit in his hand a month.
It's another thing that a lot of men don't do. So everyone that I worked with, most of us, 80% of us went to same college.
Yeah.
So my boy Pierre got me the job, was in the same class. George was in my class. Mensa was in the class above. But we all did the same course. So all of us knew each other. If you came into handing your CV, you had to know one of the man them. You had to be like in the circle.
See what I mean?
Yeah, if you wasn't part of the circle, you wasn't working with us. So at one point, everyone was either close friends or related. Yeah, so you was literally all in-house. So we'd work together, we'd party together. Our manager as well, Kojo, same thing. We'd all roll together. Like till today, we're all still communicate, you know what I mean? And Kojo, like, he was just a few years older, but he was clued up, and he used to like give us gems, and he was trying to get us in early on serious things. Like from then he used to be like, yeah, you lot should get into property and all that, but we was young and we was excited, you know, when you just start seeing money. Yeah, so it's a thing that them days, even though like it was coming in good at that age, do I have any regrets of living at that pace? Not at all, because it's necessary.
Yeah.
Because you have to enjoy life, and sometimes you have to get certain things out of your system early, because we know a lot of men who are playing catch up now.
Yeah.
Later on in life, and it's a thing that if I didn't do them things at that time, my raves would probably not be as popular as they are now.
Yeah.
Because I realized that even though I was splashing and doing it, it was basically an advert. It's what kind of grew my network. It's how I ended up knowing loads of girls them days, because like you come out and they knew they'll get lit at my parties, they'll meet my bridges and they'll get lit, and we kind of started a vibe back then, you know what I mean? And fast forward now, a lot of promoters, like even though from 09 to 2016 I stopped doing raves, remember, like I just kind of,
I remember when you fall back.
I went ghost. I just wasn't outside. Literally I would only go out like City Love during bank holidays. And what I realized here is, fast forward to now, most guys from back then can't do raves. Like they're out of touch.
Yeah.
The only people that are still,
they ain't built the foundation.
Yeah, they didn't build. Yeah,
you've done your 10,000 hours, so you can't copy someone, because you've done your 10,000 hours. It's been a mixture of going Selfridges, spending money, meeting people in parties, networking with Kojo, meeting different people, being able to access certain people's network, and then building friends along the way. And
Kojo really extended my network. I can't even lie. He really
it takes one person.
Yeah, at that 07, 08 period, I absorbed a lot of people off him. Like most of the people that I know that are like older and famous, they came via him, because he would literally take me everywhere. Kojo would be like, oh yeah, the Mowos are on, do you want to come? Do you want to come to this? Oh yeah, Mowo pre-party. This actor's got a party, this comedian, boom boom boom. Yeah, I'm going to meet Dave Chappelle, are you here? Boom boom. Like, you know, them random things. He would always have man in the mix. So it got to a point that like I'll be out and about on my own, and these like known people would be like, yo, cheers, da, da, da. So the man was like, how you know? I was like, Kojo. So it ended up being like I end up having my own network to these people separate from him, where someone who's known my phone me and say, yo, cheers, we're going roll. Then they'll introduce me to it, then my network just stay there, boom, 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 boom.
So I always say, live good with people. Live good with people. Like, I don't like the whole faking and like begging friends and all of that. Like, I don't agree with all that. But this whole, I don't want new friends and I don't believe that, because if you organically get on with someone and you just met them and it's just natural, then cool. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you meeting up, hanging out. It might not open any new doors, but there's nothing wrong with like organic new friendships. Of course, the old friendships are very important, right? But I always say, you know, like people say real recognize real, but you won't get on with everyone. Like in Jamaica we say your spirit just doesn't take to someone, but sometimes your spirit will just take to someone and you see them and you just immediately you click and you're like, oh, I've got time for you. Like you seem like cool people.
Like, like it's funny you say that, where someone like, I think that's it, Libby, someone like Lakey, for instance. Me and Lakey, we didn't grow up with each other, but we have so many mutuals. Like our circle was always connected without us realizing.
Man.
Then we got introduced by one of my friends, Natalie. Natalie was like, "Oh, my boy's got some hats coming out." He was like, he'd mentioned that I should get it to you, and I was like, "Oh, who's he?" I was like, he was like, my boy Les. I was like, I don't know him. Well, she was like, you've got loads of mutuals, more than you think. And I was like, alright, cool, let me get. He sent 3 hats. I was like, I messaged him. I was like, fam, thank you for that. I was like, this is the hat that fits me. I was like, I've been looking for hats that are, you know what I mean, that suits my head shape and all that properly. I said, right, this is like, I was like, I got a big head, so this is like built for me. So like, me and him started communicating, and next minute he's linked me. Then he's linked me with shirts. Then just become close. 5 years later, me and him in business now, but we're always around each other, and most people wouldn't never know that. You get what I'm saying? Then in that space of 5 years, we've realized that we're more connected than we ever thought, and so much people had mentioned him to me over previous years, and vice versa, but we just never had crossed paths. And it's funny moments, there was times where we'd been in the same place and we didn't know. It was probably like 2 people apart, but we just never, you know what I mean? But now we're proper tight, and it's just, it's like you said, like it's the thing about networking. Even going back to when I stopped doing raving, between that 09 to 2016 period, even though I stopped doing raving, I still kept in contact with people. So a lot of people, what they do is like, they might say, oh, I've got an event today, and they'll send you flyers, but they'll never talk to no one. Like, my phone has got so much people, but I try to keep some sort of communication with everyone, if possible. You know what I mean? Like some sort of communication somewhere, because like, these are the people that support me, where I could be like, right, this video's dropping today. And I tweet it, boom, 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 retweet, boom, 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 repost. Because I've always kept a line of communication with everyone. And it's not like I need anything from you. It's just, I'm just checking up on you that you're all right. You get me? Because in the past, you've been involved in my life in some sort of value. And I started to realize something with people as well. When they think that you're doing well and they think that you're moving on, they feel like they're out of, it's weird, like they feel like, that you shouldn't be reachable to them, like you're out of reach to them, so, or they kind of put this like you're above them kind of thing, so he might only roll with these kind of people now. Not realizing that, nah man, ain't nothing changed.
Some of it is insecurity though, as well, because I've got that before and I don't like it. Like you get this insecurity of like, I just don't think you would be interested, or they make an assumption based on your social media and think, oh, I didn't know you would like come to this event because I only see you go here, or I see you eat out at these places, and it's like, what are you talking about? I'll be in refill, or I'll be in like different places just eating a box food. Like I'm laid back, but you don't really know me, so you're judging off a couple highlights. So the reality is that sometimes it's people's insecurity, because they feel like because you do this, or you wear these type of clothes, or you drive this type of car, or you live in this certain area, or you own a home, or whatever the case might be, right? People put in their head and they start thinking, well, I'm not that, or I've never accomplished that, so I'm not good enough. And it's their insecurities just like reflect, you get what I'm trying to say? And it's really bad, because I find that so frustrating, because I'm the same me. Like I'm just chilled. I'm like, sometimes I act a class clown, like I do silly shit. You get what I'm saying? But people think, oh, he's so serious. He's only talks about money, and it's like, nah, like I chat a lot of crap as well. You know what I mean? And I'm just like you. I hang out with a man them and just like not do anything, play PlayStation, and I'm just me.
We've had them talks before, where before I used to do this, and before I used to talk more on my Instagram, where perception. I saw I even done an IGTV video on it, where perception, where like especially girls say this the most to other girls and other men. Oh yeah, my man thinks he's too this or that. But it's more times because I haven't said a word. I just come in, hold my corner, vibes and bust joke with my people, and everyone's laughing, and then someone comes and I don't know you, and I'm just like, you're talking to my friend, so I'm just quiet, innit? Like, just, you know what I mean? So instantly they assume that you think you're too nice. Then you're stuck up. Then I tell you, bare times where it's changed into the same people who said that we become close. I'm literally at the airport, then I bump into them. I'm about to get on the plane. I'm like, oh yeah, you're right. And they're like, oh shit, you're so and so. I'm like, yeah. Then they're like, oh, you're going to the same holiday like me. Maybe it might be destination Dubai, like John Jr., Cancun, International, things like that. So bump into them on the plane now. Then we're in the same resort. Then I'm just like, we drinking, boom boom, buying them drinks, chilling. Be like, oh yeah, I've got a table at this party. Come true, chill with me. Yeah, well, she should have it. And I'm like, huh? My man looked after me the whole holiday and didn't want a damn thing. Then I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll see you in London. The next minute, they come to my rave with like 10, 20 of their friends. And they're like, yeah, he looked after me and da-da-da-da. Then their friend is like, rah, but you said you thought he was. And I'm just like, perception, I'm laid back, you know, like all you have to do is say hi, like, you know what I mean? Like even on Insta, like when people message me, they'll be like, oh yeah, I'm not sure if you're gonna see this or reply to this. I'm like, just say hi and say, you get me? Whatever it is you wanted to say, and I'll reply. But don't be sliding my DM like I'm some chick and say hi. Like, you know what I mean? People have these assumptions on us, not realizing that, rah, it's just because we're always so tunnel visioned. They take it as, they think that, nah, it's just like, you're similar to me where we could just be chilling, but we're constantly calculating our next move. We're constantly like thinking, right, what am I gonna do next? Like when you told me last year about the car thing, and I was about to start it, and boom, pandemic hit, and I was like, no, I'm not doing it because no one's gonna be outside. Then you asked me like 2 weeks ago about it, and I said to you, right, in a few months when after I've finished working on this and working on that, then I'm gonna jump on that, and then over the next year putting effort into that, you know what I mean? Like even my current car, I'm gonna put on that. Because remember I told you what I want. That could be on a different kind of, you get me? So both would make something. They won't be liabilities. They'll pay for themselves and bring me profit. You get what I'm saying? And the profit would pay all my bills. So everything else work-wise, savings. You get what I'm saying?
Make it like cash flow. Literally, just make it cash flow. Like I said that to one of my brethren recently. He bought a 3-bed house. So I was like, bro, you're not married, you ain't got a girlfriend, why don't you just rent out the 2 rooms? So he was like, you know what, D, that's a good idea. I was like, bro, literally, maybe do a loft conversion so upstairs could just be your section, and then you can rent out the rest of the rooms. But it was like, oh, it's like 25 grand to a loft conversion. So I was like, all right, well, don't just rent out each room 7 bills. I said the mortgage is $1,300. Time you rent out 2 rooms, it's $1,400. You might have someone who like is a labourer and they have to go into work, so you might never see them really. You see them in the evenings. I said you've covered your bills. So it's about, sometimes it's about sacrificing and like thinking really smart and boxing clever, because if you can save some money on, you know, your bills, and you can turn things into, you know, things that cash flow, you're laughing, man. That's what it's about.
Like, normally everyone will be like, oh, cars are liabilities, but you showed me cars could be your asset.
Cars can make money.
Yeah, you get me? Cars can make money. Like, it's just how you use them, you get me?
I know a few people who are, you know, jumped on Turo and Drivey and get around. And one of my boys, he's got 2 Range Rovers, a Velar, and some next one, I can't remember the model type, Velar D220, whatever, right? And he's got Z4, he's got an E-Class, and he's got a C-Class AMG line. And he recently bought an Audi A7. Those 6 cars are getting him £8,000 profit per month. He's doing long-term rentals, he's doing daily rentals, making £8 grand profit per month. That's just from Turo. So where I told him, what about setting up a course, because he's got, you know, skills and stuff. But it was like, oh, online marketing is so expensive. Like, obviously you don't have to get a store, but you got to pay for ads, SEO, Pinterest, Instagram, all this stuff. So he was like, oh, just bought the cars. Like, put 2 in his name, 1 in his mom's name, 1 in his girl's name, and he's just winging it. But he's winging it, and he's figured out that, hello, hang on, I've got a car rental business now. So now he's thinking about getting finance and doing it the right way. But $8,000 a month from, you know, think 6 cars, not bad. Not bad at all.
Because now, out of that as well, he's probably paying off the cars. So that's after he's paid off the cars as well.
That's profit.
Yeah.
That's not turnover.
Yeah.
Turnover, I think it was, I can't remember, I've checked my Instagram messages, but I think it was like 12,000 plus a month. But then he's like, oh, after he pays insurance and he pays all the, you know, cleaning and like maybe maintenance, and he had to buy a tracker and all these setup costs, he said he's doing $8,000 profit in his hand a month. I was like, bro, that's not bad.
After a year, get rid of them, get new models.
Yeah. So, you know, I mean, obviously cars are going to depreciate. But at the end of the day, that he's making consistent income. And during the pandemic, his main line of working got hit because he's in sports. So that kind of saved him. There's so many different ways to get, and that's what I love about England, because I'm here still and I'm constantly being like, wow, oh, that's a good idea, or thinking, oh, I could do this, or if I collaborate with this person, or if I do this, or you know, we can make money together. You know what I mean? So much opportunity here, man. So much.
A lot of people don't see it. Like, a lot of people don't see the advantage of us being here, where like, I've got things that I want to do back home, but I'm like, for the capital to be raised to be able to do that, I need to make here, you know what I mean, start clicking. And like, especially how a lot of things are going online back home hasn't caught up to that wave fully, you know what I mean, where we've got Ubers and all of that, but it's like a lot of things are still cash.
Is it because of infrastructure?
A lot of things are still cash. But out here, like, for instance, I can't expect most people out there to pay the price I want people to pay here for the app, because they're not making that kind of money. You get what I'm saying? So what they might see in a month, that's maybe like 1/6 of their wages, or you know what I mean, something like that. So you can't expect them to be. But now, where you've said something like, where you've mentioned Kiyosaki earlier on, and it might get to a point where, say, like, the app launches, I might only have 100 people monthly. Then those 100 people, like, in 2 months after I've done say the first 2 months, I want to do like best transformation gets £500 cash prize. So I tweeted that a few days ago. So that best transformation gets £500 cash prize now. Boom. So everyone sees that, everyone sends their transformation pics. Now I've got 50 transformation pics. I upload them up on my website, run an ad with them. Everyone sees that. 100 people could go from now within 2 months to maybe 500, because everyone's seen. You know what I mean? Then before you know it, 500 people could be a couple thousand. I know someone who, one of the man them, he'd moved from Bristol originally to, him and his wife was living in like Luton area. Like, he was a PT, then they both wear PTs, then they doing an online thing. They just grew their Instagram like fitness content over the past few years. Now she got 2.4 million followers. He's got 400,000 followers. Their app page has got 160k subs on the app page, but not the app Instagram. So out of 160k, let's say like,
how many
convert? Let's say 10%, 16,000 people converted. Before he moved to Dubai, he was driving a Aventador.
But the thing is, even all of that, like, for some people, they might be listening now and think that's unachievable. I'm not going to be able to grow a page to 2.4 million. I can just about get 1,000 followers. There's a theory out there, right? And I want you guys to all look it up. Because I do a lot of personal development and reading and listen to podcasts. Obviously I listen to rap and stuff, but I listen to books and stuff as well. And there was a theory that I learned a couple years back of 1,000 true fans everyone, all you need to live a very comfy lifestyle is have 1,000 true fans.
Yeah.
I don't mean by going on OnlyFans or anything like that. I don't mean like that. But what I mean is 1,000 people who are true fans of yours. Yeah. So what I mean by that is, if you're in the creative space and you make something and you sell it on Etsy, for example, or you sell it on eBay or Amazon, and you have your own product, you only need 1,000 people to spend £100 or $100 with you to make 100,000 in the year, right? Because 1,000 times 100 is 100,000, right? He basically says, if everyone just goes out and gets 1,000 true fans, so even if you have a small YouTube channel, right? Like my YouTube is small, right? I've got 1,800 subscribers, but all I need is 1,000 people who are saying, you know what, I like Dominic's content. He's created an ebook that he wrote himself, and he's also got a mini course, right, on personal finance or investing or becoming a consultant. But I sold it for £100, and 1,000 people who really like me and what I'm about, and they buy my story. If they just spend £100 each over the year, I've made 100,000. So for some people, the whole get 3 million subscribers or 3 million Instagram followers, some people think it's not possible or it's too hard. But when you break it down to, you know, 1,000 true fans and that theory, it seems way more achievable to get 1,000 people who genuinely like me. And it might take you 5 years, it might take you 7 years, but I think 5 years of a hard graft to make 1,000 true fans is better than a lifetime of working all the way to 65. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
And that's why, like, you mentioned that. That's why when people talk about rich YouTubers like KSI, Logan Paul, and all of that, they make crazy YouTube money, but that's not where their money comes from. It goes back to what you just said, the 1,000 true fans. So someone like KSI or Logan Paul might have 100,000 true fans, and those 100,000 true fans are spending 100 a year each on whether it's their merch, whether it's when they do like super fans on their things and all of that. So once they're buying into the person and buying from the person or buying from the person affiliate or things like that, their thing is on a madness. Like someone like Mr. Beast as well. The reason why he's able to, he's gone. I think he's got what, 60 million subs in it. The reason why he's able to to give out so much. Remember, he's got a Mr. Beast food shop out here as well. You know that, right?
No.
In Central.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he got a takeaway shop. Right, he's everywhere. So he's able to do crazy giveaways on his page where he could do things like everyone put their hand on the £1 million cash, and the last person to take their hand off to go pee or something.
But still, it took him years. Have you gone back to? I always do this. Have you gone back to his oldest? You've gone back to his oldest videos.
Yeah, remember when he was doing the count?
Playing games.
Yeah, I remember when he was doing the count to 100,000.
Yeah, he was doing. So he realized probably about 6 years into YouTube, this is the wrong way. He was about to quit. Then he said, I'm gonna try these crazy, wacky ideas. His thing grew. So that's why I would say to people, like, it's a bit cheeky for you to expect to duplicate someone and then just like that you're gonna become a multi-millionaire. You gotta put your hours in. You gotta put your sweat equity in. I've done 2 years on YouTube and I've tried to do 1 video a week. I'm about to monetize literally this month because I've got 3,800 hours and I need 200 hours more. So based on just doing a little bit every week, like when I can, squeezing it into my diary, I know that eventually I'll be able to monetize. But then I still know that I've got another 5, 7, 10 years plus. And the reality is, during that time, anything could happen. I could fall off, I could become inconsistent, I could lack discipline, things could happen, emergencies, and it might like change my focus away from it. But what you got to realize is that people like Patricia Bright, Mr. Beast, some of the other ladies that are out there doing their thing in the UK, right? Can't remember the girl that's gone to LA, can't remember her name, Jackie Anna. All these people, they've been investing hours. Obviously, there's people who have spent a year or 2 and they've blown up. Your channel has grown really quick, right? So you should be really thankful of that. But you've leveraged off your existing network on Instagram and all these other things, right? But for people out there, like, everyone, like, what do they say? Life is a journey, not a sprint. And you can't just expect to, you know, do something and then within like a 3 months, boom, you're gonna become this big CEO is making multi-millions. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
You need to take your time and understand delayed gratification.
Yeah.
And this generation, I don't know if they have that, man.
Yeah.
I think I'm in the middle because I'm 32 years old.
Yeah.
So I understand like my parents' generation, which is take your time, morals, ethics, values, don't rush the process. I get it. But then I also understand the whole, well, you can make a TikTok video and boom,
Go viral.
go viral. Or you can put a tweet out and Dave's giving you a Rolex.